Hey, it's LpsHoney. Welcome to a new video and another new Wave 4 G7 unboxing. Today I have a really exciting pack because it is a whole collection of Wave 4 pets that was randomly released on Amazon, and that is the Sweet and Stylish 4-pack collection. This pack includes 4 unique Littlest Pet shops with a plethora of accessories, and one of the specific LPS in this pack is an exclusive. Now, these Sweet and Stylish pets are actually going to be released 2 different ways, and I'll talk more about that later in this video, but for now we are going to be looking at this specific collection pack and not the individual Sweet and Stylish packs. But like I said, I will talk about the differences later on in this video. But without any further delay, let's open up this collection, take a look at all 4 pets, their quality, their accessories, and see if it's worth the price. Because this pack, containing 4 Littlest Pet shops, cost me a whopping 77 Australian dollars. Wave 4 ain't cheap, yo. It's getting kind of crazy out here. So here is the front of the box. I believe it's meant to look like a big handbag or a purse, keeping on theme with the whole fashion and food that is Wave 4. We of course have images of all 4 LPS at the front, including the exclusive Shorthair Cat. On the back of the box, they're all inside a little pocket, which I think is so freaking cute. And the top of the box has a little printed on pearl handle. It isn't 3D, it's on the cardboard. Also, for anyone interested, all of the pets in this collection that I'm unboxing today are ES. So let's open it up and get first impressions. Holy crap. Okay, they did not come to play with presentation. Are we seeing this? So it looks like each pet comes with its own little room as well as all its colored accessories to match the LPS. So we have our exclusive Shorthair. Our Dachshund, she reminds me of a little fortune teller. Our Dalmatian dog, which unfortunately looks like it has a bit of the buggy eye syndrome. And what I personally think is the best pet in this collection, this beautiful crouching cat. And their accessories seem to be purple and aqua for the Shorthair, pink and yellow for the Dachshund, blue and aqua for the Dalmatian, and pink for the crouching cat. Back of the opening flap also doubles as a little play area with these little tables and chairs. Each pet is like a little removable slot, so it doesn't damage the cardboard rooms in the back. Don't mind me just stacking up my pets. So for our rooms, we have a little dressing room, a reception by the looks of it, a little pet food store, and what I imagine is the interior of a store. So we have like clothing racks. There's also a little plushie display, which is so cute. I will say these outside walls are on the wrong side though, so this pink brick wall is actually meant to match with this room, not this wall here, which matches with this room. It's a really small detail and you can barely notice it, but I really love how these rooms look. The art style's adorable. Also inside is our Wave 4 collector's guide. If you look at the checklist, the Sweet and Stylish pets are included except for the exclusive Shorthair Cat, and this kind of harpens back to a theory I mentioned in a previous video where I theorized that exclusive pets aren't shown in the checklist, only the widely available ones are. So for example, the individually purchasable Sweet and Stylish pets are in the checklist, but the exclusive Shorthair Cat isn't. Even this Sweet and Stylish cat is shown, which I will talk about later, but I find it interesting. Also inside you get one collector's card, which is one of the 4 pets, and I don't mean to brag, but I got the Shorthair. I'm really happy to get this card, and this is definitely one I am going to keep on display. But let's talk about these pets, shall we? Like always, timestamps down below if you want to see a specific pet talked about. So I think it's only right that we start off with Miss Ma'am right here, the exclusive Shorthair Cat for this collection. So from my understanding, the only way to obtain this LPS is by buying this 4-pack collection. She will not be sold individually. So let's talk about her quality. In my case, she has a permanently leaning head. I think it's pretty obvious that her head mold is still the new G7 Shorthair head mold, not the original G2. But is she any better from the original G7 Shorthairs. So comparing her side by side to one of the very first G7 Shorthair cats we got, I do think they have slightly improved the head mold. Still very G7, don't get me wrong, but I do believe they've made the cheeks a little chubbier. It's definitely slightly more reminiscent of G2. It's still not perfect, but it is an improvement, I will say. I am personally really happy to see some slight improvement. Now moving on from the quality, let's talk about this design because I'm really on the fence about it. There's a part of me that absolutely loves it because it is so postcard pet coded, but another part of me that wishes that it was just slightly different. And this is a personal thing because I personally am not the biggest fan of the lightning bolt eye shines. I love the personality eye types, but I don't know, the lightning bolt one just doesn't do it for me. But that is completely my own opinion. It's nothing to do with the pet itself, and I can always go ahead and change the eye shines to be whatever shape I want by customizing it. But everything else I actually really like about this pet. It definitely is bright, but like I said, it really reminds me of the old postcard pets. And because of that, I really like it. It also matches the whole theme because this whole collection is very postcard pet-esque. So overall, I do think this is a good pet. It is a bit unfortunate that mine has a head tilt problem, but other than that, I see no major issues with it. And I do think it's a cool exclusive to have in this pack. I know a lot of people were worried that this pet wasn't even going to come out because there was no real info about it, and the other LPS in this collection were being released as singles. But I can very happily say that it is out and in this pack as an exclusive. Now, as for her accessories, ooh, how are we feeling about this, guys? Okay, I do think the accessories are cute, but the execution needs a little help. First up, these necklaces. I've seen a lot of people say that they're not LPS, and sure, they're not a traditional LPS accessory, but they are definitely LPS tube coated. Like, let's be real, so many people make these little beaded necklaces for their LPS, for videos, photos, just social media in general, so it definitely fits in. However, they are way too big. I have this clasped at the back so it doesn't fall off, and it's meant to be worn like this, and it's just way too big for the pet. Reminds me more of a doll necklace than anything. So these necklaces are cute, and they've most likely made them this big so it's easier for smaller children to put them on their little pet shops, because we have to remember these are still toys. But I'd personally like to see them shrunk down a bit because they're just too big for these LPS to actually wear comfortably. But it's a really freaking cute idea, and I hope they keep doing stuff like this, just tweak it a little. Besides all coming with one of those necklaces, all of the pets come with a bow as well, and some people have said these are a bit big, but I personally don't mind them. I think they're really cute, and while the bow is bigger in general, I still think it's a fine size for LPS. Our Shorthair also comes with a little purple LPS necklace, a purple and aqua donut, a strawberry and chocolate heart-shaped cake, a little like raspberry cheesecake, a purple boba drink, a really cute teddy bear, and our first ever official LPS smartphone. As an LPS tuber, this really excites me because I've been making my own little phones and using like little off-brand ones for so long, so it's so cool to have official little LPS phones now. Overall, I think this is a good exclusive pet. I was a bit on the fence when I first saw it, but after comparing it to the original G7 Shorthair, there definitely is an improvement to the mold, and I'm really looking forward to them continuing to hopefully improve this mold's head. I really like the paint job, the whole theme, and all the accessories, and I'm very happy with this pet in general. Next up, Fruitiger Dalmatian. Tell me you guys see it, right? Like, this is definitely Fruitiger. I hope I'm saying that right. I've never actually said it out loud before. But yes, this Dalmatian mold, I quite like it. Not only does it remind me of Fruitiger, but it also reminds me of laundry detergent. I'm not too sure why, but I do think he's very cute. He is kind of getting overlooked a bit by everyone because I think a lot of people are more excited about the other pets in this pack, which is completely fair, but this little guy deserves his own time to shine, and I think he's cute. He kind of has semi-bug eyes. They're not looking in different directions, but something about it just looks a little buggy to me. Everything about his quality seems really good. I've never really had any quality issues with this particular mold in G7, though I will say my one does have some printing errors, unfortunately. The little pattern on the top of his head, there's some yellow paint transfer on the aqua petals, and for some reason the universe absolutely hates me when it comes to these Amazon orders, because this dog also has a freaking chipped nose. If you saw my Cozy Campfire pack, you will know that I had some LPS in that pack that had chipped noses. And this little guy also has that curse. I don't know what it is, why I keep getting pets with chipped noses, but it is frustrating me. Thankfully, just like before, the chipping is on one of the pets with a black nose, so it is easy to repair, but it's just frustrating. It's like, why does this keep happening? Besides those few paint errors, I do think this is a really cute pet, even though he is a little underrated in this pack. I do think people will enjoy him, especially if you're into this whole aesthetic that he has going on. Just like our short hair, he comes with a teddy bear, necklace, phone, donut, bow, and boba drink. I'm fairly certain all 4 of these pets come with these specific accessories, just in different colors, and then they have their own unique accessories. And this Dalmatian's special accessories are a little flower hair clip, a bone, and my personal favorite, a little chocolate bar. This is so freaking cute. My overall verdict on this little guy, definitely underrated in this pack. Unfortunately, mine has some paint errors, but overall, a solid pet in this collection. Our next pet comes with a crown accessory because she knows she is the queen of this set, and that is our crouching cat. She is my favorite pet from this collection. Even though there's main 5s, she is just beautiful, perfect, can do no wrong. I absolutely adore this pet. I believe they popped off with the colors, the patterns, just everything. She is beautiful. I wouldn't be surprised if they took inspiration from this specific G2 pet, because I'm definitely picking up a bit of her in this new one. But she is unique enough with her whole color palette that she is a star all on her own. I really love the blue and pink combo that they decided to go with on this LPS with this really pretty pastel yellow. It just works so nicely. Like, she just looks so bright and vibrant and just a breath of fresh air. I have yet to see a negative comment about this pet. She is everyone's little sweetheart, and I completely understand why. Like, she is my favorite. Like I said, I see no errors in her, and I think they've actually improved on this mold, because we've seen the crouching cat before. She's come back in wave 4 in the pet pairs, but she was also previously seen in the advent calendar last year. I'm gonna go get her actually so we can do a little side-by-side comparison. Here's a little side-by-side. We have our original G7 crouching cat on the left, our new G7 crouching cat on the right, and I can definitely see some improvements. Not only is the head slightly higher on the neck, so it just sits a bit better, but they've also just gotten a lot better at painting the eyes. No hate to our OG G7 crouching cat, but the new one just eats her up. Like, let's be real here, she is in her league of her own. It's very easy to bash on Basic Fun's quality, especially when it comes to the main 5 pets and their molds, but when you compare pets side by side like that, you can really see the growth that they have been accomplishing in their molds, even though it may be small and like not very easy to notice at first. If you put them side by side, you can definitely tell they're at least trying to do small improvements on these LPS. I'm definitely thankful for that. Side note though, while I'm praising Basic Fun, I just realized I have a paint error on the bottom. They're doing good, but they ain't perfect. Oh, just like the other pets, she also comes with a bow, necklace, boba tea, donut, phone, and bear. And then her unique accessories are another little heart-shaped cake, a little strawberry roll cake with strawberries and cream on top. It's so cute. And of course, an LPS crown for the queen that she is. My verdict? My favorite pet from this collection. Need I say more? Last but definitely not least, we have our fortune teller Dachshund. I forget what her name is because I haven't played Animal Crossing in a hot minute, but I am getting the vibes of that fortune teller cat in the game. I used to go to her all the time when she was in my town, but that's who this Dachshund is reminding me of. Now, I don't think she's meant to actually be a little fortune teller, but that's just how I'm seeing her. You can interpret her design however you want, and I think it's really pretty. There's this really nice little headpiece, some intricate patterning on her ears, and I'm not gonna lie, I thought this was a little pentagram on her back. I thought, oh okay, we're getting ritualistic in the LPS world, but no, it's just a little 4-point design on her back. I do think the design is very pretty overall. However, I do think her advertised design is slightly better. If we put them side by side, I think you guys can see the difference here. I think the advertised design is just a lot more clean, the gradients better done, and I like the darker ears and paws. On this released version, they are darker, but they kind of blend in more to the body color rather than being like a dark mocha brown. So I do like the design, and if I had never seen the promotional image on the box, I would have thought she was perfectly fine, but now that I've seen that image, I'm like, ooh, she could have been a little better. But that's just me. Just like our Shorthair Cat, she is still a G7 mold Dachshund. She still has a pretty high head, but once again, if we compare it to one of our first G7 Dachshunds on the left, the head is slightly longer, giving it a more of a G2 look. I do think people will appreciate the slightly longer heads that these Dachshunds seem to be having in Wave 4 so far. Every single Dachshund I have gotten in Wave 4 has had a better head mold than the original ones. Maybe I'm tripping, but I think in general the mold is just bigger. So I do like her. I like the very unique vibe she is giving out, and I can definitely see myself setting up a little fortune teller tent for her to work in. Can't really see any paint errors anywhere, which is nice. I'm very happy about that, especially because she has a lot of really fine lines on her. So thankfully she came out really clean. I will say her eyeshadow is very intense though. The other pets have more of a gradient eyeshadow, where this one is just a solid color. Taking a look at her accessories, once again she comes with a bow, boba tea, donut, necklace, and bear. Her donut reminds me of a little pineapple as well, which is cute. And her unique accessories are a yellow bone, a little like chocolate brownie, and a little pink LPS skirt. Overall, I think this pet is a really unique design for a Dachshund, very intense. I do like her, but I do wish her colors were a little less intense and more like her advertised design. But I still do like her for how she is, and it's good to see that they are improving the mold by making it bigger. So that is all 4 of our pets, with an absolute ton of accessories. But what's up with the price? So like I mentioned at the beginning, I bought this collection from Amazon and it cost me 77 Australian dollars plus postage. I'll put the US dollar value for this set as well, and it is very expensive, especially considering you only get 4 littlest pet shops. Now granted, 2 of them are main 5 pets, one of them's an exclusive to this collection, and you do get a ton of accessories, which could be really attractive to new collectors, people who don't have a lot of accessories. It could really be a factor in why people want this set. But I truly do think it is a bit overpriced for what it is. I love this set, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I spent my own money on this. I paid that price to get these pets, but I do wish it was cheaper. I feel like new littlest pet shops especially should not be this high. I think at a maximum, living in Australia with the currency conversion and everything, this set should cost maybe $50 at the most, in Australian dollars of course, but it's not. It's $77. That's so much money, especially when you consider the price of a single LPS pack. Now I do want to note that these prices are most likely affected and so high because of the tariffs that are in place in the US. Imports to the US are hit with extremely high tariff prices, and I can only imagine what companies like Basic Fun are having to pay to import these littlest pet shops to the US and worldwide, because these pets came from Amazon US, so they had to pay to get all these pets imported into the US and then be able to sell them. So it's completely understandable why prices have gone up, because they are trying to compensate for these tariff prices that they now have to pay, but it also really sucks that it is such a high price hike. I do feel bad for Basic Fun in that regard because they might not want to charge such high prices, but now they are being forced to because of tariffs. But as a consumer, I also feel bad paying such high prices. So I really hope these high prices don't continue, and I hope that either Basic Fun can work out some kind of arrangement to bring the prices down, or hopefully the tariffs will come down in price or just be removed altogether moving forward. It definitely sucks, especially when it starts impacting us, the buyers, because no one wants to pay high prices for LPS, but I think we can all agree we do want to keep supporting LPS. It's just a really tricky and unfortunate situation for everyone. I think as well another issue is when these prices are so high for these new LPS, it really feeds into that FOMO feeling of missing out on these new littlest pet shops because you can't afford them, and that also really sucks. And I personally can relate. Amazon recently listed the new big LPS plush for Wave 4, but they cost $50 each for me living in Australia, meaning if I want to get all three, it will cost me a minimum of $150. I don't have that kind of money right now to be spending on LPS plush. So unfortunately, I'm probably going to have to miss out on them, or maybe just buy one, because these prices are just too high for me. And I'm an ambassador, let alone the little guy who's working like 3 jobs, paying rent on a small house, trying to live day by day, who also wants to collect LPS. It's not something I completely blame Basic Fun for, because like I said, it is something that is kind of out of their control. They don't decide the tariff prices, and I'm sure they definitely don't want to be paying them, which results in them hiking up the prices. It's just a really sucky situation for everyone, truly. So if you're someone who's unhappy about these prices, if you're getting that FOMO feeling, know that I see you, I relate. I am probably also not going to be able to get every single Wave 4 pet because it is just out of my budget. And it sucks, but that's just the unfortunate reality of this whole tariff situation at the moment. I really hope we can see LPS prices come down, and while I really love this collection of pets, I don't think it is worth $77 for your average LPS collector. So I think my overall conclusion is, if you have the money and you can comfortably buy this set and you want these pets and you like them, go straight ahead. But if you're somebody who's really tossing up whether or not it is worth spending that amount of money when you could maybe spend it on other LPS packs, I'd say consider those other LPS packs maybe. Like, you could buy multiple single packs, pet pairs, even the foodie packs for less than this one collection. That's just my personal opinion. Like I said, I do really love the pets, just not so much the price. One more thing I quickly wanted to touch on before I end this video is the exclusive short hair. So like I mentioned near the beginning of this video, you get an exclusive Shorthair Cat in this 4-pack collection, which contains the other 3 LPS I've previously shown, but there is also a 5th sweet and stylish pet, and that is this paw up cat right here. Now you might be wondering, where is it? Why is it not included in this collection? And that is because these sweet and stylish pets are actually sold individually as well as in this 4-pack collection. The only difference being, instead of this Shorthair Cat being sold individually, you can only get it in this 4-pack collection, and the paw up cat instead takes this Shorthair Cat's position as the single pet. Does that make any sense? I guess a simpler way of putting it is you can buy this Dachshund, Crouching Cat, Dalmatian, and Paw Up Cat individually on their own, or you can buy the Dachshund, Crouching Cat, Dalmatian, and Shorthair in a 4-pack collection. I hope that makes sense. I just don't want people who are thinking of getting this 4-pack collection to go out and also buy the Dachshund, Crouching Cat, and Dalmatian and then also get it again in this 4-pack, when the cats are the only differences in buying them individually or in a full set. You might also be wondering where you can buy these pets. This 4-pack collection that I've shown you guys in today's video is currently available on Amazon. There will be a link to it in the description down below. As for the individual Sweet and Stylish pets, they are available at Walmart in Canada, and I would assume they will be rolled out to other countries in the coming months. Like always, if you guys know any other locations, feel free to share them in the comments down below. I really hope this video was enjoyable, and I hope I covered everything that I possibly could, like locations, prices, pets, everything like that. Let me know if there's anything I missed in the comments down below. I'd be happy to answer any questions about this set. And yeah, I want to say thank you so much for watching my review and unboxing. If you enjoyed, please don't forget to like, comment, and of course subscribe, and maybe check out some of my other Wave 4 unboxing videos. And until my next video, I will see you later. Bye guys!